welcome back to New England Fire Cooking. I'm Aaron Higgins, and today we're doing what I call, this is kind of a quickie video. It's something that you could whip together really quick. That doesn't really take a whole lot of time. So the other day, what I did was I made a smoked pork butt. I made a bunch of pulled pork, and as you can see, I've got a plate of it here, and I don't really have much use for it. This will feed about one person if you were going to make a sandwich, maybe two if you skimped out a little. But today what we're going to do is we're going to make a thin crust white sauce pulled pork pizza. And this is something that we're going to do in the oven. We've already cooked this over fire. We're not firing up any grills today. Like I said, I want this to be quick and easy. Let's bang this out because this is going to be for dinner tonight for my wife and I. Let's get this done because I'm going to steal a piece before I go to work.
Okay, so the first thing you want to do is you want to heat your oven to 450, and as you can see, that's well on its way. You could put this pizza directly on the oven rack. Today I'm going to be using a pizza stone, and that's inside coming up to temperature. Okay, next what I want to do is I want to add some olive oil to a pan here. Just get a little olive oil in it and let it get hot because we're going to saute some onions. Okay, so once the olive oil in your pan is nice and hot, go ahead and add your onions right in there. And we're just going to cook these until they start to sweat a little bit. They're already starting to smell good. And once they start sweating, we'll just pull them off and we'll set them aside.
Okay, so now we got to start talking sauce for this pizza, and what I did was I made a bechamel. I've already whacked this together, and I'm just going to tell you how to make it because it's real easy. All it is 2 tablespoons of butter, 2 tablespoons of flour, and 1 1/4 cups of milk. And you want to heat that milk. You want to get it warm, close to hot. And all you do is you just melt the butter in a deep skillet or a pan. Add your flour and stir it together very well until it becomes a paste. And you want to let the paste cook. It should be a nice golden color. You don't want it to brown or blacken. And once that happens, all you do is you just add your milk and then bring it to a boil. Slowly bring it to a boil. Keep stirring it so it doesn't burn. Add some salt and some black pepper to taste. Lower your heat and let it cook to your desired thickness. Me personally, I like bechamel pretty thick. So what we're going to do is this is just going to be a nice white sauce that goes on this pizza. So I'm just going to dab some of that on there, and I'm just going to move it around. And you can, make this as thick as you like. You want to get a nice coating on it, get right up to those edges. Alright, now that we got our sauce on our pizza, we want to add some cheese. And what I have here is I have a mixture of some whole milk mozzarella and some sharp cheddar. We just want to get a nice cheesy coating on this thing. Right over it. Okay, so now that we got our cheese on our pizza, what we're going to do is we're just going to come back over and we're just going to sprinkle some pulled pork right on top of this bad boy. And just do the best you can to spread it out evenly. You want each slice of pizza to have some good barbecue flavor on there. All right, now that we got our pulled pork on there, all we're gonna do is we're gonna get these onions. Get these onions and just scatter them around. You don't have to use onions if you don't like to. I like the way they taste with pulled pork pizza. I think they taste really good. A couple more. All right, that's not bad. I'm gonna get our pizza stone out here in a minute, and we're gonna set this thing on, and then it's only gonna take about 7 minutes to cook. Really not gonna take very long. Okay, now that we got our onions on, the very last thing we're gonna do is we're just gonna come over with some parsley flakes. This will give it a nice little color pop. You know, a little bit of added flavor, but not much. Okay, so we got our preheated pizza stone out of the oven, and all I want to do here is before I put the pizza on it, I just want to give this a small sprinkle of flour. All this flour is going to do is just keep the pizza from sticking to the stone. You want to be very careful when you're doing this. A, you don't want to drop your pizza, and you really don't want to burn yourself. This thing is really, really hot. 450 degrees today. And just give it a little bit of a twist when you get it on there. Let that flour do its thing. Okay, so now we're gonna get this pizza right back in the oven. And we're gonna set a timer for 7 minutes. Doesn't take very long. It's about at this temperature, 7 to 8 minutes tops.
Okay guys, this is what I am talking about. All that cheese is melted, nice and bubbly. You know this is gonna be hot, you know this is gonna taste delicious, but it is going to be hot. So as much as I want to dive headfirst into this, I don't want skin grafts on the roof of my mouth. So we're gonna let this cool for a minute or two. Before we take a bite of this and see how good this is.
Okay guys, so this is the moment we've all been waiting for. This is the moment I've been waiting for. I wish you could smell what I am smelling right now. This looks absolutely awesome. And I'm gonna go right in, but before I do, I'm getting ahead of myself here. Before I dive into this, let's do a quick run through of what we did. We just got a thin pizza crust. Pre-made pizza crust at your grocery store. You can make your own crust if you like, but we wanted to keep this quick and easy. So we just used a thin pre-made pizza crust that you can get at the grocery store. And then we had some pulled pork that was left over from a cook a couple days ago. And this is just something that you can do with it that makes a really, really, really nice meal. So we had our pizza crust, our pulled pork, we sauteed about half of a white onion, and then we had a mixture of whole milk mozzarella and sharp cheddar, and you can use whatever cheese you like. And then we made a bechamel white sauce, and that was just 2 tablespoons of butter, 2 tablespoons of flour, 1 1/4 cups of milk, salt and pepper to taste. Cook it and boil it till you heat it. And if you're looking for a better guide to make bechamel, there are millions of recipes out there on the internet. Just Google one and just run with it. We spread the bechamel all over the pizza crust. We laid down our cheese, we laid down our pulled pork, sauteed onions, and then we topped it with some parsley flakes. And then we baked it at 450 for about 7.5 minutes, closer to 8 minutes, and it is looking dynamite. It's really, really looking good. So now I'm gonna dive right into this here. Cut myself a slice. See how hot this is. Yeah. Pulled pork is the star of the show there. But the bechamel and the cheese and the onions, that's beautiful. It's cheesy, it's crispy. The back of this looks pretty good. But if you don't have a pizza stone, you can set it right on the rack. I just like using the pizza stone because I believe it cooks even more evenly. But yeah, this is awesome. Yeah, this is not a bad pre-work snack. This is great. Keep in mind, guys, this is quick. I would say altogether, it only takes about a half hour to make. especially if you have all the ingredients. And you don't have to smoke your own pulled pork. You can always buy that from the grocery store. I mean, obviously, you see what we do on this channel, and this is something that I cooked a few days ago. I just had kicking around, and I decided to put it to some use. But this is a great football dish. Once I always reference football, but yeah, just a great lazy day dish, good rainy day dish. Your kids are gonna love it. Post soccer practice, post basketball practice, football practice, whatever. This is great. Hey, if you like what you see here and you want to see more of this, click that subscribe button. Give us your feedback in the comments section. Let us know if you have any suggestions, stuff that you might want to see us make here on this channel. We'll see you next time.